Yeah, come on, give it up. Give it up. Oh yeah, coming live to the stage is your man Jay Adams. Jay Adams, man, happy October the 4th. We're in the harvest season. October the 4th, 2022. Man, it's a good day, man. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It's your man Jay Adams, man. You live on the Jay Adams podcast. Just coming, man, with a little updates later on. Gonna tap in with some artists, man. Want you to hear from Tea Time the Lion, talking about the new show on November the 5th, man. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be a good night for music in Los Angeles. It's gonna be a good night. Yeah, man, this show's gonna be dope. Today, man, we're not gonna be long. We're not gonna be long, man. We just got some really exciting news, man. We've been on the phone all morning with our man out of Vegas, man, Bigg Feva, man. His record, Make Me Feel Like, featuring Blaq Thompson, is blowing up, taking over the airways. Recently just got new placement, I believe, on 5 new radio stations. So let's give it up for Bigg Feva. Let's give it up for Bigg Feva, man. 5 new radio FM stations. So with no further ado, man, let's get into the record, Make Me Feel Like by Bigg Feva.
Wait a minute, I truthfully admit it. Never thought I'd see the time of my life when I'm committed. Bigg Feva brought in the game, I run the city. Bad women calls my name like a prison. I ain't got time for the hate, I move quick. Money bag locked deep in the safe, I drop bricks. Make a woman buck when I'm being, I'm never average. Then she go telling her friends cause I'm a savage. Bigg Feva falling in love, y'all can have it. Now I'm talking family and marriage for 30 carats. It's nothing like finding a woman that you can cherish. Sexy mama truly deserved it. Come on, Black Queen, fully amazed, what can I say? Now you just be boarding the plane with an upgrade. 400 grand when we land in France. She gon' shop till she drop when I'm waving that fast.
It made me feel like drop 100 grand a month on your fashion. It made me feel like giving you the access code to my mansion. It made me feel like you're my queen and I'm your king. It made me feel like buying a big fat diamond ring.
Your treasures, 38, 36 has been a pleasure. 26 in the waist mean hold on forever. BTW, I just wanna cuddle you. You the dream team, so I don't need to hug you. Call me every second, you can never be a buckle. Sexy in my Rolls Royce, keep a ninja loving you. I just wanna stack it when a ninja walking next to you. I know your worth, I felt your hurt. The mother gods can last, and you come first. Can't wait to show you off in the family church with the extravagant hat and the matching skirt. St. Louis boots with the Moai purse. Classy and foreverness, sexy on the highs list. Hotter than a polar grid sitting on my honest. I just wanna let you know that since you was anonymous.
It made me feel like drop 100 grand a month on your fashion. It made me feel like giving you the access code to my mansion. It made me feel like you're my queen and I'm your king. You're my queen. It made me feel like buying a big fat diamond ring.
Oh yeah, baby. I'll buy you everything, oh yeah. Whatever you like, whatever you want, girl. 'Cause you deserve it. Ooh, oh, yeah.
That's what's up. That's Bigg Feva. Bigg Feva's record, man. Make Me Feel Like, man. Dope record, man. Really hot record, man. Really doing this thing. It's oh so awesome, man, when you see artists, man. Let's try to see if we can get Bigg Feva on the phone right now. Let's give him a call. See if we can get him on the phone. man, that record make me feel like, man, kind of took me back, man, to first being in love with my wife. You know what I'm saying? And man, all the good times we spent throughout the years, man. There's nothing wrong with a man treasuring his queen, giving her all the respect that she's deemed, man. Yeah, it's your man, Jay Adams Podcast, man, where we launch new music all the time around the globe, 24/7. So what we want to do, man, is we want to bring
Did you get the flyer?
Bigg Feva to the radio. We're going to bring Bigg Feva in right now, man. He's such a busy man, but we just want a few minutes of his time to tell us a little bit about what's going on with the record, new things that he's got going on, man. So with no further ado, let's bring on my man, Bigg Feva. Straight from Las Vegas, Bigg Feva, man. Where you at, man? What's good with it?
Blessings and prosperity to all. What's happening, brother?
Hey, what's going on, my brother, man? You know we had to do it, man. We got a call from the executive producers, man. They was like, man, we love this record. You've been playing with it for long enough, man. Can we get the man on the phone? And I said, hey, I just talked to him a little while ago, man. Speak him up. You know what I'm saying? Speak him up. So, man, what's good with you, man? You always got such good energy, man. Could you share a little bit about that, man, to the people, man?
Well, you know, when you go through so much diversity, you know, I was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, raised in L.A., Los Angeles, California, in the byway of Las Vegas, Nevada, and I've been here for quite some time. So I just got a lot of things to be happy about. A lot of people showing me love. And I went through so much adversity and struggle as a young man, a young kid, I should say. And then when I became an adult, I was able to see what life really is about. It made me aware of the love that I truly have. You know, so I'm not focusing on the negative. I'm only focusing on the positive. Excuse me, but yeah, that's what it's all about. And then on my journey, not just trying to be at the highest level, but I'm just trying to bring everybody else with me. That's what it's all about. Bring everybody with me. Come on, man. Jump in the car. That's all right, man. I got, 3 sandwiches. We'll bust them down and separate them equally so we all can have something to eat.
Man, Feve, hey, that's amazing, man.
Thank you.
And dealing with so many artists, brother, you know, we really don't hear that, man. And I'm not just saying that because we love you here at the Jay Adams Podcast. I ain't just saying that. You know, you family, man, but I'm being 100 right now. You know, you don't hear artists talking about breaking bread with their peoples. You don't hear about artists talk about giving back, man. And it's really amazing, man. What is some of the main things that motivates you? Because I know it's ups and downs, bro. I mean, I know it's trials and struggles. But I ain't never caught you on a bad day. I ain't saying you don't have them. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't never caught you on a bad day, a bad mood. What motivates you, man? How do you keep being like that?
Man, I just gotta say, first and foremost, I always put God first. But you know, on top of that, man, you know, and of course, you know, prayer. But let me tell you, man, on top of that, man, I'm be honest with you. You want to hear the truth?
Sure.
When I engage with people like you and I'm listening on the phone, it's like a class. It's like you got this vision and it's so incredible. It's amazing. And when I hear some of your vision, you only give us a little bit of it, but that little bit is just an abundance of inspiration. So when I listen to guys like you, and I mean that, you know, professional manner, it's not many like you, but when I do, when I have the opportunity to listen to people like you, as knowledgeable as you are, experienced, we talking a hands-on music industry mogul, if you will. It's inspiring, man. You know, people that's been doing it before you, that had blazed the trail and opened up doors and put people, and then even in some cases didn't even ask for anything in return. You know, and so yeah, that's inspiration for me, and that's a motivation So, man, every time I talk to you, like I did earlier, was a motivation. And thank you very much.
Hey, brother, you welcome, man, always, man. It's just something about you, man, like, respect to everything you just said, man, all the blessings, man. I don't take none of that lightly, man. I really appreciate that, man. So I got to say respect to that. There's over 8 billion people in the world, so they say, You don't find a Bigg Feva every day, man. I was reading back through the email when Miller, man, first brought me to you, bro, on my comedy shows, was doing real good. Because I was looking for your artwork right now. I said, man, I thought I had this artwork, man. So I was looking through all my emails and went all the way back to January 2021, man. Like, people been talking about you for a minute, bro. It just, you know what I'm saying? You ain't just started being a good dude that people fall in love with, you know what I'm saying? And want to help see you win. But don't, to be honest with you, bro, it's just something about you, man, that you want to see a dude like you win. I mean,
right. Thank you, man.
I don't know what that is, though, but it's just like, it's something about Bigg Feva, man. Because Miller was saying, man, this dude is opening up outside shows. This is when you was doing, when you did the thing for the SoFi Stadium, man.
Right.
And you was out there with, like, we thought it was like half of LA was in Inglewood. I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was 20,000 people there or what.
I'm like, when we did that, and it's crazy, man, because the parking lot's in the SoFi.
Yeah.
And they did a tailgate, and I was like, man, it's just a tailgate. Because at first I was under the impression I was going to actually perform in the SoFi.
Right, right. So were we,
because of who it was in relation to, they were so connected and empowered. And I said, well, man, and so when I got there, found out it was just a tailgate. I said, man, it's just a tailgate.
Right.
But Jesus Christ, it had to be at least a billion people in the tailgate.
Hey, it was, man.
Everywhere. And I was like, every day it was so crazy. And Snoop was sitting in the van, and they were like, Snoop and he in the tailgate too. He in the van. I was like, he heard you, and they was like, they heard you like. I said, did he hear it? I don't know. It was just crazy. I was just an honor. And this just goes to show that a lot of times we look at something and can possibly look like frown on it, and then it becomes out to be actually a blessing,
Right.
And so, man, we got to stay humble. And that was just an eye opener for me. I say, hey, I got to stay humble, man, because you learn just the smallest thing, and it actually turned out to be a super big show with all this camera and man, it was crazy. It was sick.
Hey, man, yeah, man, that was an awesome thing, man. And thinking back to that, man, when he's like, man, you gotta have this guy open up the comedy shows, man. And I've been wanting to get you on a show for so long, man, and I finally got an opportunity, man, executive producing another project, you know what I'm saying? Executive producing another project, man. Industry Saturdays is coming to the town. And, man, I always said, man, whenever I get a shot, you got a shot, brother. You know what I'm saying? It's like
I just
family.
Want to add this too, man. Well, I've heard a couple about your shows. A couple people speak on it, man, and they say that the great thing about you, not just that it's always packed, but the fact that it's well organized, man. Like,
thank you, brother.
You can't, I was like, man, this is something, because nowadays you don't find that. It's very rare. You go to a show and stuff, it's well organized. So I guess nowadays, once that's knowledgeable or someone can see that page, it's kind of like, let's mention the fact that, man, it shows is well organized. Like, man, from the parking lot to the stage.
Hey, man. Hey, I was taught by the late great Jeffrey Pearson, man. And he always gives Barry Gordy props for teaching him this when he was at Motown, and then they switched over to Sparrow Records, and then he started his own label, J&P Record Productions. And when I worked for him, man, he really broke me. Even though I had been doing shows since I was, since 1997, I probably started working for Jeffrey around 99. Yeah, because I was doing the Tommy Boy Gospel. I was doing a lot of records, man, promoting for a lot of people then. But one thing Jeffrey taught me, man, that I always gotta say, man, when it comes to my mentors in the game, why I take them so seriously, bro, is that he always used to tell me. I can remember him now walking in the office, and he used to be like, "From the day you book the show, that is your everyday job until the day after that show."
Right. So every day you wake up, when your feet touch the ground, when your cell phone turns on, after you have brushed your teeth, you write on that. You
Yes.
brushing your teeth, reading text messages and emails, and so wow, that's okay.
You know,
That's some information to run with.
because it's kind of like you don't start. You know, I remember being in college, man, and the last thing you want to do is wait till 3 days before to start writing your term paper. You know,
Right. That part.
You ain't had no time to breathe it. You ain't had no time to prep, do nothing, man. So when I look at shows, man, really by the time the night of the show is, it's over with for me. Because the work is, I done did the work already. You know what I mean? So it's like, no one is ever perfect. And I think I'm one of my biggest critics. But I take producing shows, man, I take it seriously because, number one, I love it, you know. And then I remember when I was an artist, so I always think of how can I give an artist the best experience of how I would want it. You know what I mean? What would make me feel, you know what I'm saying, like $1 million at this show, man. And so, I mean, I appreciate that, man, people recognize that, man, because I've never heard anybody say that, you know. I've never heard that before. I appreciate that.
A lot of times we got to be unselfish and just really acknowledge. And then when you acknowledge other people and what they do and what they bring to the table, then you could just sit for a minute and think and learn from their whole ordeal, their whole transition, their whole thing. I like one of the biggest compliments for me, and I know it, you know, in the world it probably don't mean nothing, but it means something to me because Teddy Riley had a lot of hit records, Black Street and Guy back in the, you know, he
ain't lied about that.
Big records.
Right.
And so I got a chance to meet him, and I sent my record over. And I never forget what he texted me.
Wow.
He told me, he said he couldn't believe what he was hearing. And he had to listen to it twice because the first observation usually turns out to be wrong on the second one. And so, but he said on the very first time when he heard it, he was blown back, and he couldn't believe he was blown back. He had to listen to it again. I promise you to God, Teddy Riley said it. And then he looked for me to come write songs. And I haven't gotten over there yet. That's not really my focus right now. And I love the brother, and I appreciate him. And, you know, I honor who he is and what he's accomplished. But, you know, I'm trying to write my own journey right now. You know, and I really thank him. I just want to say shouts out to Teddy Riley for acknowledging that my record is actually a hit record. And that's just giving me confirmation. Really.
Hey, man, that's the great Teddy Riley, man. Producer extraordinaire, producer, singer.
Right.
You know, Teddy Riley, man. You got Teddy Riley signed off and loved the record. Wow.
Right. He sent it to me in a text. And then he called me. We talked about him being an ambassador for a thing called Personas or something.
Okay.
I think it's kind of like it's like they got microphones and it's kind of like a recording equipment. I should say. Yeah.
Okay.
But he's the ambassador for that, and so. But yeah, we talked for a long time, but. Yeah, man. So anyway, you know.
So we wanted to ask you, man.
Trying to make it happen.
Hey, that's what's good. Hey, we wanted to ask you, man, because that led us into our next question, man. What is your what's your main focus right now, Bigg Feva? What are you mainly working on right now?
Well, right now, all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to amplify the value of a black woman Excuse me. I'm trying to amplify. I mean, I understand
like
the value is there. The credibility is there. But then I just want to shine some light on that. The Black queens, my beautiful Black queens that's able to jump in any situation with her king and ride the ride. You know what I'm saying? And take that journey, you know, whether the lights are on or off. You know, she going to find a way. They're going to feel their way out of the situation together.
Okay.
So right now, I'm doing that, and that's a whole process. So shouts out to my Black beautiful queens around the world. And I know we come in all shades and sizes. So I'm saying every Black queen, you know. I like that. I've been getting a great response from them. I would like for them to jump in a little more, though. Come on and jump in a little more. But the response I'm getting, I'm grateful for that as well. So,
hey, man, that's what's up.
And then, you know, I just definitely want to work with some people, put some artists on. Want to do some movies, some films. Want to put some money, invest money into some small businesses in our community and stuff like that in partnership with some other people. I want to build a junior college. You really want to know? I want to do that. I want to build a junior college for kids, you know, that, you know, had a tough time in high school and have all this talent and was overlooked. And I want to be able to put them in a situation where they can get 2 years of college and go feed their families and themselves and take care of themselves and stuff like that. So I want to really build a junior college. I really want to do that.
Hey, man, that's amazing. I don't think anybody really knows, man, how powerful what you just said. But if you notice about what Feva just said, he didn't mention nothing about himself. I asked him what his main focus for right now was, and he could have said anything, man. And he went about what he's doing right now, focusing on the Black queens, what he wants to do for other businesses, the community, building a junior college. Hey, man, that's what I'm saying. Like, if somebody didn't know you, man, they would think that was scripted. But see, that's the way you talk every time I talk to you. It's always about someone else, man. And see, I learned, somebody asked me yesterday, man, Jay, you know, how do you, you know, maintain and so many things come to you, man? And I said, man, I learned a long time ago, man. And you get more with a hand open than you do a hand closed. You know, I'm always trying to help somebody, man. And, you know, I catch a lot of flack for that, you know, especially in business, you know what I'm saying, for my business partners. But it's just who I am, man. God is going to bless me. What he has for me, man, my mama has always said is for me. So,
amen.
I really don't trip on giving game away. And people say I give more away. I undervalue it. I make it harder for other people. And I was like, well, hey, man, I'm just doing what God told me to do, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe God gave me this platform that he gave me for my... Well, matter of fact, man, I know he didn't, because my story, man, me and you both done talk, man. We come from similar backgrounds, and we both could have been dead. You know what I'm saying? So,
no doubt.
You know, so every day for me, my brother, is a blessing. You feel what I'm saying?
Amen.
So,
that's true.
Somebody may come to me, and I don't know them, and it is what it is. We get to know each other, man. But it was like, man, you know, we haven't even laid physical eyes on each other, bro. And I look at you as a brother. Like, I'd do anything for you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
like,
you,
facts.
Man.
I'd do anything for you, man. You know what I'm saying? You know?
It's a brother bond.
Yeah, it's a brother bond, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got love for you, man. I want to see you win. I love your relationship with your family, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Miller told me how you flew out here and took him to breakfast, man. And I was like, this dude is like, forget Mother Teresa. This is the Pope. You know, this dude flying in town and buying. I'm like, this is a good dude, man. You know what I mean? I was sad I didn't get to finally lay eyes on you, man. But I know our time is gonna come. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be able to embrace, man, and do business, man, and keep doing big things, man. And I'm just glad, man, I'm able to help you out, man, in any small way I can, brother. You've always blessed me, man, and we got love for you, man. We just want you to know that, man. Anytime you got something going on and we can be a voice. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Your smallest help is huge and epic. Let me say that right
Wow.
now. You say any small thing. Your smallest help is
Wow.
epic. So
That's
let's say
major,
that
brother.
right now.
Well,
Your
I appreciate
smallest
that,
help
man. I do.
is huge. It's epic. So
I
man,
appreciate that,
it's
brother.
man. Let's not minimize what you do. You bring a lot to the table, and just to have you as what they would say, confidant or
Right.
a consultant,
Right.
is a blessing as well. Just to
Yeah.
tell somebody what they need to do is a blessing. So, but but your help, your smallest help, is epic.
Hey, man, because you know good and well, man, with everything that I get my hands on, man, I just like to be a man of my word. One thing I appreciate about
Yeah,
you, man, is because I keep
it's true.
my circle small, but
Mm-hmm.
it's nobody in my circle that wouldn't help you, and they don't even know you. You know what I'm saying? But
Right,
it's like
right.
that's the love that we carry for each other, man. And I always say, a man of 300, man, Greeks, held off a whole army of Persians, sent down to the last soldier. And it's like, I've always believed, man, you know what I'm saying? It's like, doesn't matter how small your circle is, man, but if you guys are
Mm-hmm.
really down for each other, and that's what we got to do more as a people, man. Like, I mean, I love everybody, bro, but one of
Right.
my Jewish partners just said yesterday, got a big Wu-Tang concert coming on. But he
Mm-hmm.
ain't gonna be there because he gonna be celebrating Yom Kippur like so many of my other friends do. They
That's
they
number.
they celebrate and they enjoy community, man. And
Mm-hmm.
we as a race of
That's
people,
what's
man,
up.
as black people, when you said how you wanna uplift Queens, man, that was powerful for me because that's what I want to see more of. I want to see more of
Mm-hmm.
us supporting and loving each other, and not it be called something crazy like, nah, this ain't no Black Lives Movement. This ain't no craziness. We don't need no title to love each other, no title to support each other. I just like what Eric Blake said yesterday to me, our first time talking, man. And this is where I always use for every day. It's nothing wrong with a black man helping another black man. It ain't nothing.
Mm.
It ain't nothing wrong with that, man. We gotta stop allowing people to make us feel like that's weird or something. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if I got an opportunity, why wouldn't I put Fever on it? It ain't never
Right.
been, you know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't I do it? Why? I mean, what's the and why do I gotta justify that? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
what's the justification that I gotta have to not do that? You know, I'm doing something in LA that could benefit his brand. Why wouldn't I do that? So it's just
Mm-hmm.
good to even be on the phone with you, man. We ain't gonna hold you much longer, man. I'll tap in
Well, let
with
me
you
say this.
a
Let me
little
say
bit
this real
later, but
quick.
go ahead.
Because we was talking about Black. I'm going to say real quick. So, when I was in my mid-teens, I met a guy named Bob Martis, who's a director in the Directors Guild. And to this day, he's still a very close friend of mine. And, he put me on tremendously. He put me on to write for HBO and Showtime, to write some of the movies he was doing. And I was just doing it. He was writing movies, and I was doing theme songs for his HBO and Showtime shows. I was
Okay.
writing, and I was just a young buck. And today, I was talking to him just last week. He got another movie. His mom passed away, unfortunately, but so he's jumping back into the film. He didn't get the 5 Heartbeats, Cat in the Hat. He just has so many movies. He did several movies, but he was taking care of his mom. So unfortunately, she passed away. So now he's back into the film industry. It's amazing because
Wow.
his first film that he did. This guy's been best friends with Robert Townsend, and listen. So he is very experienced and well known. F. Gary Gray know him, he's friends with. But long story short, is his first film is really telling people about all the black women that came up missing in the last 4 years, 5 years. and no one spoke about hundreds and thousands of black women that were missing and
Hundreds
so
of thousands. Man.
right. No one shared lights on it that they were being trafficking overseas in Europe and overseas and sold for parts and stuff. It's crazy. So he wrote a movie about it to shed some awareness on this situation no one talks about. And also, he put in the movie, it's about all these dads. Because since, the law is not doing anything, police, the authority is not doing anything about it, all the dads got together and created a force. And they start fighting against these. It's an action-packed thriller, passionate drama movie, and they start fighting against all these traffickers they going overseas, and man, it's crazy. The movie is so dope.
Wow,
it's so dope. It's so dope, and I got this record making me feel like that speaks on the value of the woman, black woman, and then he tells me gonna throw it in there, and I'm like, wow.
Are you serious?
Wow. No doubt. God's timing is amazing. And so I got my friend Marlon Greenwood, who's the president for NFL alumni here in Vegas. He's also an actor as well. And also he just took a job with the NFL again as a jersey inspector for the Raiders, Las Vegas Raider games here at home. But I just got him on the casting, because he's going to use the real casting, but I was able to propel Marlon Greenwood in there, and he and I get together along with some of his other friends, and we feed thousands of people in Vegas during the pandemic, man. It just boxes of food to everyone. It was amazing, man. They got milk, cheese, butter, packs of chicken, everything, eggs, you name it, breakfast sausages. It was crazy, man. So
feeding the homeless.
Yeah, well, just to anybody.
Just anybody that needed some food, right?
You didn't necessarily have to be homeless, but the homeless was welcome as well. We had, we should feed them as well, because the chicken was pre-cooked anyway, and so anybody, it would serve anyone. The sour cream was in there, vegetables, fruit was in there. It was a big box, and so, but yeah, man. So, and it just lets me know that how good God's timing is.
Hey, man. Hey, and see, that's the biggest thing that a lot of times, we don't look at, man. We don't look at the fact of it's that faith, you know what I mean? And God's timing is impeccable, bro. And it's not always about when we think it is. It's all about, I always tell people, man, you could always tell the difference between God's timing and your timing, because everything in my life, like I just explained to you earlier, how simple this last show, well, really my last 3 productions, how simple they've happened. We went from talking about the show on Tuesday last week to it being paid for Monday, not even a week. A lot of times when God's timing, when things happen, it seems for me in my life it's that much more simplified. Like when I'm trying to do something and force it, I can feel when I'm forcing something, versus when God is doing something in my life, it's just been so simple, like meeting you. MD introduced us. Hey, man, we've been locked since. You see what I'm saying? It's like, it's been non-effort. We talk like brothers, you know what I'm saying? We disagree like brothers. At the end of the day, shoot, we virtually hugging like brothers. Loving. It's like, I feel like when we on the phone, bro, it's iron sharpening iron. You know what I'm saying? I leave the phone calls with you, and I'm like, man, I leave stronger. I done learned something and all of that, man. So, those kind of relationships, man, is precious, man. So what I want you to do is, man, anytime, man, you got something new going on, man, you want to talk about it, man, call, let me know. But I had to get you on today, man, because the producers kept asking about who's this Bigg Feva character. So I had to, get you on the phone. They probably didn't believe I could get you on the phone. But heck, I got you on the phone.
Y'all funny.
You know what I'm saying? But I got him on the phone, y'all. You know what I mean? Hey, man, so I had a question come in here real quick, man, that I wanted to ask you, man, from one of our listeners, man, out in Ohio, man, Lawrence in Ohio. He wants to know, Bigg Feva, how do you keep making good music? What's your motivation of making good music?
Well, you know what? Honestly, I just stay in good energy, and I just write, and I just write what I feel, and all records don't turn out to be the greatest record in the world. You're gonna have some records that you love and no one else likes. You listen to a lot of your favorite artists. If you listen to their whole entire album, if you notice, there's gonna be some records on that album that you don't like.
Exactly.
But then there's going to be some on there that you really like.
Exactly.
And I think music is like food. You just have to create. You either going to put tomatoes on your burgers, or you going to put pickles, or you got to just put fresh cucumbers on your, it's just about a creation and creating a product that because every music will have a fan base. It just has to fall into that fan base, So... and just like every pizza has its own fan base, different styles of pizzas, different burgers. Wendy's got their burger, McDonald's, Jack in the Box, Fat Burger. They all have their different type of burgers. So I think music is like that. It's an art form, and you have to treat it as such. And you'll draw a painting that the world loves. So. Like some of the records, I did some pretty good records. But this one record made me feel like it's a record that's loved by many.
Wow.
Several people. So I haven't heard nobody that don't like it yet. I mean from 14 to 60.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah, they do like this record, boy.
Really
yeah, they love this record. I ain't gonna lie, man. They gonna love this record, man. They love this record. I haven't played this record for anybody who didn't like this record, man. This record is gonna do amazing things. Why don't you tell us a little bit, man? We didn't ask you earlier, man. Give some of the accolades, man, this record has already accomplished, bro, because you've accomplished so much with this record already.
I think you took some pictures for us last year.
Let's come back with Bigg Feva. We're going to play Make Me Feel Like. Get into it real quick. Live on the J. Adams podcast.
Be ready for the interview. I don't know about the car you have for this record, man. I was on radio. What you talking about that? Well, boy, you like that? I don't know. The fan hit it. It didn't hit me.